When most people think about luxury buffets, they think about Las Vegas or New York. But what if I told you the most luxurious buffet in America was actually in Rhode Island? A place serving all-you-can-eat lobster, crab legs, oysters, and more desserts than you can even imagine. So I'm here at the Nordic in Charlestown, Rhode Island, to find out how this small lodge in the woods became the most luxurious buffet in America. The Nordic sets itself apart from other luxury buffets by not only using indulgent ingredients, but also sourcing the freshest and highest quality food they can find. Being in New England gives their seafood program an advantage. They have their oysters grown locally and specifically for the restaurant, and the lobsters are brought in fresh and inspected for quality. When I arrived, I met up with Pele, who was just getting in a lobster delivery. I thought this was gonna be for the weekend, but I was wrong.
Not quite. We get three deliveries. We get fresh lobsters every day.
Really?
So this is a day's supply.
Wow, so where are these lobsters come from?
more.
Are these Maine or?
No, so most of our lobsters right now are coming from Canada.
Okay.
The water's a little bit colder. The shells are a little bit harder. The meat fill is a little bigger. Those seem to be the best lobsters available.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same coastline. The water's just colder in different areas at certain times.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll show you the rest of our lobsters that we're gonna use for today, because this ain't all of them. You see these 3 totes, we got 5 more back there.
Wow, awesome. Yeah, let's see where the rest of them are at.
More.
Hey, it was nice meeting you, man. Thank you.
So our lobster cooler is strategically placed close to the door so we can get them nice and cold.
Oh, cool.
Quickly.
I feel like the lobster is probably one of the biggest attractions, right?
So all these and what he's bringing are what we're gonna use for today.
Just for today?
Yeah, pretty much.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
So we cook about 180 pounds at a time, and they take around 12 to 15 minutes a piece. So we can cook 180 pounds every 12 minutes. And
wow.
On our busy days, that's what we're doing.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, so you won't even be able to walk into this cooler. There'll be lobsters stacked to the roof.
It's impressive seeing how many lobsters they're able to cook and move through in a day. To make sure the quality is perfect for the guests, they're not cooked until right before service starts, and then they'll make them all night. But I did find out that not every lobster gets cooked. Pele showed me a tank where they keep some of the lobsters on display for the guests, and I found out that they actually have one of the rarest lobsters in the entire world.
So this is called a golden lobster. They're about 1 in 30 million, I think. And this guy is not destined for any plate. He'll be donated to the aquarium.
So it already looks like it's cooked, but it's not.
It looks like it's cooked, but as you can tell, he's fully alive.
And they'll just sell it to you like just a regular lobster, or they're like, hey, we got this cool one?
Yeah, it just comes in the totes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy that someone would sell that. Like, if you didn't know that, you'd be like, oh, this lobster's weird looking, and just cook it, and then that's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The lobsters are just the beginning of a long day of preparation. I followed Pele to the back to get started on the next task, when he told me something that shocked me a bit. Not only is the Nordic a luxury buffet, it's also a family-owned business that's been passed down through generations. Right now, it's 5 cousins, Kyle, Pele, Corey, Carly, and Jake, that run the day-to-day. Pele's main focus is seafood and quality. Even the shrimp cocktail is heavily thought out. He starts with adding shrimp to boiling water. He's constantly checking the temperature of the shrimp to make sure that they're at the perfect doneness for the texture that he wants. As soon as they hit that temperature, he drops them in an ice bath and they cool down. But there's even more that goes into it than just that.
We figured out what temperature we got to take them out of the water and how many degrees they rise before you get them to the sink. Even though it's only 20 feet, they do rise a couple degrees, and if you want a perfectly cooked shrimp, you got to time it perfectly.
It's incredible that an extra few feet are factored in to assure that everything is quality. There's a lot of care and experimentation, and I asked him what that was like.
That's an ever ongoing process, you know, looking for the best items, seeing what our customers react to. We try to serve the best, however hard it is to get, however hard it is to source, and that's what we found with these black tigers.
How does that feel for you? I mean, you guys have this family-run business. You're working with your cousins and your aunts and uncles and everything. And is there like a certain pride in that where like, hey, this isn't some chain, this isn't, you know, some run-of-the-mill thing. You guys sort of have the opportunity to really focus on the quality.
Yeah, we have a lot of creative freedom. You know, we're not bound by obligations and, you know, a group of people running the restaurant. We run the restaurant, and we're also 100% hands-on. So we have a good feel for what our customers like, what they want.
The ability to have the freedom to make decisions and experiment has given them the unique opportunity to really focus in on the quality. And some of that comes from generational learning.
Watching my dad work, my dad used to do this same exact job, so I kind of stepped in his shoes. We're born into it, you know? So it's was interesting.
As we were talking, Pele said it was time to check the temp on the shrimp, and they were ready to taste.
Yeah, so this is the finished product, Shin.
So
You
sick.
can give it a try. So the easiest way to peel these are to grab the legs and pull them all off, and then the shell will easily unwrap after that.
Damn, these are
these
chunky.
Yeah, they're
Just
very
big.
chunky. They're not cooked with anything besides a little bit of salt, and the salt is not to make it taste like salt, it's to bring out the natural flavors in the shrimp. So you'll notice when you eat this that it tastes like shrimp.
All right, I'm gonna go for it. Dude, that's a good shrimp.
So it's not rubbery, it's not mushy, cooked perfectly, nice and cold. And the flavor is incredible.
This really was one of the best bites of shrimp I've ever had. I noticed that there's still a ton of work to do, but I wanted to see what else goes into some of their other luxury dishes. So I went and met up with Kyle, who also runs the back of the house, and he was gonna start working on the prime rib, which is a super tender and juicy cut of meat. The prime rib is basically the loin of what a normal ribeye steak would be cut from, but instead of cutting them, the whole loin is slow roasted for hours.
People come here for everything. It's all top quality, so we definitely go through a lot of prime rib, a lot of filet mignon, a lot of crab, baked stuffed shrimp.
Yeah. Even the sides have lobster and stuff in them too, right?
Yeah, they
That's
do.
Cool.
Working with massive cuts of meat like this at scale is not an easy task, but Kyle has the perfect setup to make sure that he hits the right temperature every single time.
So we use Alto Shams. These are the best slow cook and hold units that they make, I believe. That's the best that we found. It does a really nice job of cooking by probe to a specific internal temperature, and then
cool.
just holds it there. So
that way you know it's quality every
you know
time.
it's
Always the same.
perfect medium rare every time. So this is all certified Angus beef. It's the top 1/3 of choice. So they have really tight specs. It's definitely one of the best.
So how long will these cook for?
These can cook a full 24 hours. Some days we put it in the night before. Since it's a Friday morning, we don't open till later. They'll be cooking for, about 10 hours.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. What temp?
We cook it at 250, and then it's being held at 145.
Oh,
The final resting internal temperature is about 134. Yeah.
so nice medium rare.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's the way it should be anyway, right?
Right.
It blows my mind the amount of work that goes into each dish, and there's a lot of them. At any given time, they have 70 to 100 employees to make sure they can put out the volume and maintain the quality. And now that the ribeye was ready to cook, Kyle asked me to help him make their baked stuffed shrimp, which is a shrimp that's cut and stuffed with a buttery seafood and cracker stuffing. Smelling the stuffing brought me back to my childhood, growing up here in New England. And I couldn't help but wonder the nostalgia that Kyle must feel coming here and making these dishes that he grew up on every day.
Just growing up here was super special. Being able to swim in the lake and ride the horses and, just be a kid around here.
Yeah.
is super special, and being surrounded by family, all the cousins, we were kind of like the same age.
Right.
Very unique, very cool.
Well, it's unique that you guys all work together and it seems like everyone's actually on the same page.
Yes, and a key to that, some might think we overdo it, we have a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
At least once a week, we're all in the same room together discussing anything that comes up, good, bad, and we talk about the hard things. And that enables us to work through it and work together cohesively.
It seems like everybody really has a passion and cares about this place a lot. I mean,
For sure. Well, we believe in it.
yeah.
We honestly believe in it. We're putting out the best possible product with a great attitude, and we're proud of it, and it shows.
The passion that Kyle and his family have for providing their customers with a once-in-a-lifetime experience is what sets them apart from other luxury buffets. Also, it isn't just the food that curates an experience. The grounds itself do too. As we finished up stuffing the shrimp, Kyle took them to the oven for baking, and I headed outside to meet with Corey, who works the front of the house, but's also in charge of taking care of the grounds.
It's super beautiful and like peaceful out here, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it sure is. This is a big part of that whole customer experience that we provide. I
Yeah.
call this is like your pre-show, before you even get in the doors.
Right.
We're kind of already starting to hit everybody's senses with the fire pits, the fountains, the flag, of course, all of the natural beauty that we have in the landscaping.
Yeah, and it's cool too because you go to, you know, like luxury buffets have sort of become like a Vegas thing or whatever. And it's like, you know, if you go to those, you're basically in a hotel or you're like coming out of a mall or something.
Right.
You don't think buffet, like, you know, luxury buffet is going to give you 30 acres of pristine land to hang out on. And
No, you're not surrounded by just an asphalt parking lot here.
Yeah.
It's a lot more to it.
so this has been your family's land since the 60s?
Yep, purchased land in 1963. Somewhat of like a resort establishment at that point where it's mainly cabins throughout the whole property.
Right.
In 1980, they turned it into the buffet that we now kind of have just ran with.
Gotcha.
And that's
Okay.
now our bread and butter.
The landscape here is something out of a movie. Everything is meticulously thought out and taken care of. We kept walking, and when I turned the corner into the back of the restaurant, I couldn't believe that they had a full barn with animals and a pasture.
And this is such an immersive experience for a dinner. I don't know, it's so peaceful out here.
And we set up too, we have lawn games, we have this whole area we set up with cornhole, but we have sand volleyball, of course.
That's sweet.
It creates kind of a family style, like the kids love it. you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
The kids, of course, also love the animals, but it's just a part of creating that whole experience.
Yeah,
For sure.
that's sick.
So,
You should be proud of yourself, man. Like, this is such a beautifully curated area. And it's such a vibe, man. Like, it sucks we have to work. I would love to just sit here with a beer and like hang out. you
yeah,
know?
I really enjoy this side of my job. You know, it's so nice to have just a secondary hat to wear around here.
It's hard to explain how peaceful it is being out here and looking over the lake. And it was amazing to see how hard this family works to build the ultimate experience for their guests. I gotta say, it's easy to lose track of time out here, and there was still so much going on before opening. I went back inside to meet back up with Kyle as he gets the first round of lobsters ready for the night.
All right, let's do it.
So we're cooking
First-
our first batch of lobsters of the day going down.
This is exciting. Look at them all.
All right.
Wow.
I'm gonna
Now this
open
water's a full boil right now, right?
Yes, it is. Yep. So we're gonna cook 120 pounds right now. Each basket is 60 pounds.
It takes about 18 minutes for the lobsters to cook. I was told that this batch would only last 30 minutes at most on the line. The lobster is the biggest draw because they source them from Maine and Canada, which is the best quality lobster in the entire world. After the 18 minutes is up, it's time to pull them out.
These lobsters are ready to go. So these are old school block and tackle here.
Wow, look at them, man.
All right. That's that.
Woo. Dang, it must be hot sitting next to this thing all night.
Yeah, we do have good ACs back here for them. So we're gonna pan them up and put them in the warmers, which are in the back here.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
it'll just keep them warm until time for service. And I mean, they're all so fresh. Like we cook like this literally every 20 minutes all night long.
Yeah.
So you're never getting anything that's been sitting around.
Now that it was getting closer to service, the team was in crunch time, getting everything ready to open. Kyle still had one other luxury ticket item he had to take care of. We walked over to the meat service area to cut fresh filet mignon steaks.
So that's your whole tenderloin. And we break it down right here. Just every day we cut our own steaks, and then we use any of the cutoffs for our teriyaki tenderloin tips.
He starts by removing the silver skin and trimming the fat. Then using his hands, he separates the muscle. And the top part is the filet mignon. There's a lot of labor that goes into this, and I was wondering how many they serve per night.
Hundreds. Yeah. Yeah,
Wow. So it's $140 per person, right, to eat here?
it is.
That's an insane deal. If you think about it, right? We're right near the ocean, southern Rhode Island. Most places might have a twin lobster special for 70 bucks, maybe, if you're lucky, 65, 70 bucks. And then you can come here for 140. You could eat $140 worth of lobster and with a fillet in one little plate.
The only people that I hear say like, oh, I could never eat my money's worth are people that have never been.
Right,
You never get that comment with people leaving the restaurant.
Look, $140 is a lot of money. However, if you're looking at the quality and the quantity of food, I'm shocked that it isn't more. Not to mention the labor that goes into creating this meal. Kyle says that they cut these steaks fresh every single day before service. And when a customer wants one, they throw it on the grill to their preferred doneness. Even though this is a regular day for Kyle and his cousins, there really is a legacy that's been built here of quality and quantity. And I thought thought about what it must be like to be in their shoes, having to take over the most luxurious buffet in America and keeping it going at the same standard, if not better, as their parents. I asked him if he felt any pressure.
There's definitely some pressure because, there's the fear of failure. No one wants to fail, and there's a lot riding on it. It's not just me. I mean, we got to see our parents through retirement, and we've also got to see our kids through college and whatnot. So, and it's not just my family, but all my cousins that you've met now. And so there's quite a bit riding on it.
That's good though, because I'm sure it helps motivate you more too, right?
Sure, yeah. We do the best that we can day in and day out, putting out the best product. Like, with that, I don't think we can fail.
Yeah, I don't think you can either.
Yeah.
It's remarkable to see how much Kyle and his family care about this place. It's rare to see so much passion and drive in a family business that's been passed down through generations. As I watched Kyle season the steaks, I thought about what this place has been through and how his great-grandfather had a vision and his family believed in it, and they still do. I wanted to learn more about what it was like in the early days. So I met up with Kyle's Aunt Lisa, who's been here since it started.
Well, this is my grandfather, and this is my mom and dad, and they used to vacation down a little bit further down on the pond. They lived in New York and they used to vacation up here, and they saw this little piece of property for sale back in 1963, and they thought, let's leave the city and make something of this country living. It started out as kind of like a summer camp. There were little cabins and cottages dotted along the property. So the restaurant was born from feeding those people, kind of like a bed and breakfast type of thing.
Oh, cool. How was it for you growing up here and seeing this thing turn into what it turned into?
Well, it certainly has changed a lot over the years. When I was a kid, the last mile was a dirt road. And I'm not even just saying that, it literally was a dirt road. And the property wasn't nearly as developed as it is now. So it has physically changed in a lot of, in a lot of ways.
One cool thing is that even though the cabins are gone, they've been able to repurpose some of them into functional buildings for the restaurant. Lisa walked me over to what is now their outdoor kitchen.
This is one of our satellite kitchens that we use primarily for servicing our a la carte menu, which is offered down by the lake.
Right.
This space used to be a cabin.
That's so cool. So people would
Yes.
come from different areas and stay here for the summer or a week or...
Absolutely. This building has been here for 50 years or whatever, and back in the day it was used as a rental, and we have since repurposed it into a kitchen that we needed.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's fun to think about like the history. People were spending their time here in the summers and building their memories, and now you've grown it into something different, but also something that does the same thing. That must be interesting. Obviously you've been here through the whole growth, but I'm sure it hits you every once in a while of like, oh, like a certain memory or a certain time.
Oh, definitely. Mother's Day, Father's Day, parents' birthdays, things like that. I tend to reminisce about how they would be feeling about what they have created.
Right, yeah.
The foundation that they started, and now, I'm about to retire. We have this new generation that's coming up, and they're going to be taking over, and we're extremely proud of them and their capabilities. They're going to bring this place to even higher heights than we ever imagined.
It's incredible what this family's been able to build and continue to build, and that Lisa got to see so much of it. Her whole childhood and life was spent on these grounds, with her parents, with her kids, and now she's on the cusp of retirement. I couldn't imagine all the emotions in making a decision like that.
How do you feel about retiring? Is that a hard thing for you to make that choice?
It would be, with the exception of the one thing, and that is that I know it's going to very good and capable hands.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, I think it would be much harder. But it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to move on and let the kids, like I said, take this place to the next level.
Right.
That's, they're very capable of that, and I'm excited to see what they can do with it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do great. It's
Yeah.
just talking with everybody, you can feel the energy and the passion that they have for this. And
There's no question.
yeah,
No
it's
question.
incredible.
Yeah.
You guys should be really proud.
Thank you.
As I finished my conversation with Lisa, we walked back and the team was putting together the final touches for opening service. The time had finally come for me to hit the buffet with Kyle, and it was overwhelming. There was lobster, snow crabs, lobster mac and cheese, bacon wrapped scallops, stuffed shrimp, prime rib, filet mignon, a full raw bar with locally sourced oysters, clams, and the shrimp cocktail we made earlier. There were so many choices. I don't think you could try all of them in one go. I headed to my table with full plates, and it was finally time to eat.
All right.
I don't know where to start, dude.
Here we are.
This is crazy.
Have you worked up an appetite?
Yeah, I'm starving, man. I really want to try the shrimp that we made earlier. Do you want to have one?
Sure.
Can I find out if I did as good as,
Let's
as
do
you?
it.
That actually might be one you made, but this one might be one I made because this is
These
too
look
much stuffing,
great.
probably. So how would you go after one of these?
So I just kind of bite it right up to where that tail is, and then the rest
Go
is
after
garbage.
it. All right,
Yeah.
let's do it. That seafood stuffing is great. This one's definitely one I made because there's way too much stuffing on top of it. So the lobsters, what's the best way to go in it if you've never done it?
So in your napkin there, you're gonna find a cracker with the rest of your silverware.
Cool.
That's an important tool for the trade right here. I start by just twisting the tail off. So I actually dispose of the whole body. I'll take the claws off as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the innard stuff. Some people are do that.
Get
So
rid of that whole part
that
of the
can
body.
go on its own. Yep.
So back to the tail. We'll snap these fins off.
Back to right.
Yep. Your fork is actually a great tool to kind of get right in there. And then
nice.
in one fell swoop, you can get the whole.
I'm going a little bit of butter, but not too
Give it
much.
a dunk.
That's a good lobster. Texture's perfect
Yeah.
too.
That's great. Fresh as you can get. Yeah.
As someone who grew up here, I can say not all lobster tastes the same, and this is some of the best quality lobster you can get. I had to try the oysters next, which are one of my favorite things on the planet. They're everything you want an oyster to be: salty, briny, and the right texture. Next up was the prime rib. It was a perfect medium rare, and as soon as you took a bite, it just melted in your mouth. I was blown away at how good this food was. And as I sat there indulging in my meal, I couldn't help but notice how busy it was. And what it must feel like for Kyle and his cousins, putting in this work and having their family pass this down to them.
It must be a big moment for all of you, you know, when your family sees you as like an equal that can run and maybe even do better than they did.
Yeah. That's an understatement.
Yeah, you gonna celebrate a little bit when you step in, or?
Want to just carry on the legacy. That's the best thing that we can do, is just continue to provide the best food, the best service, the beautiful grounds, and just the best customer experience, the best guest experience possible. And if we can do that, then we know we'll be successful.
As I was eating, I felt grateful that I got to have this experience. The food here is once in a lifetime for many people, and the family takes that responsibility seriously. This isn't just some money grab. These people care, and what they're building is more than a restaurant. It's a legacy. Subscribe for the next one.